Blake Shelton hopes Gwen Stefani will tell him when to quit. Blake Shelton knows that the music industry is a young artist's game. He is still making music and has a new music video for his latest song. However, he also knows that there will come a time when the industry will pass him by and it will be time to call it a career. He said he has one person that he hopes will tell him when it's time to quit. Here is what Blake Shelton said about Gwen Stefani being his failsafe. Blake Shelton says Gwen Stefani will tell him when to retire. An entertainer never really knows when it is time to call it a career. They will keep pushing until they realize they overstayed their welcome and no one is excited to see them anymore. Blake Shelton, 48, has hopes that his wife, Gwen Stefani, will let him know when the music industry has passed him by. Blake said that he asked Gwen to tell him when he was no longer on the same page as the current generation of music fans. "If I start, when this isn't cool anymore, you have to be the one to tell me," he asked her. "Don't let me twist in the winds and say people are going to love it via whiskey riff." The good news is that he says Gwen thinks his new music is great. She has heard it all and she sits there and goes, "No, listen to me. This is great. This is exciting. People are going to love it," Blake said, referring to his new song, Texas. Blake also said it works to bounce the music off each other since they are so different stylistically. However, he said they are on the same page on what makes a song good. "She's a California girl, I'm an Oklahoma guy. That's painfully obvious," he said. "The rest of it, musically, we've kind of always been on the same page as each other." Blake Shelton says he and Gwen Stefani made identical videos. Blake Shelton isn't the only person in his household with new music coming out. While his new song Texas has a video for it, Gwen Stefani also just shot a new music video for a song from her recently released album Bouquet. What Blake found shocking was that their music videos were the same. In Shelton's video, he is sitting at a bar trying to locate his girlfriend with a tracking device. The woman flies to Texas and buries a suitcase with the tracking device in it on a deserted road before leaving. In Gwen's video for somebody else's, she finds a magical box in her closet and then drives to a field and buries it. "Here's this suitcase that needs to be taken out in the country and buried and hidden, which I still don't even know for sure why," Blake said. "But it happens in her video that I didn't know about, and it happens in my video that she didn't know about." What are your thoughts on Blake Shelton saying he wants Gwen Stefani to tell him when it's time to hang it up? Let us know in the comments below. Blake Shelton has always been known for his down-to-earth personality, sense of humor, and undeniable musical talent. But in recent years, there's been another name that's become inseparable from his, Gwen Stefani. Their high-profile romance has captivated fans, not just because of the unlikely pairing a country superstar and a pop-punk icon, but because of the deep connection and mutual respect they clearly share. As Blake continues to ride the wave of success in both music and television, he has one person in particular he's relying on to keep him grounded, Gwen Stefani. In fact, Blake has been open about the idea that when it comes time for him to hang up his cowboy boots and step away from the spotlight, he hopes Gwen will be the one to tell him. The love story that transcends genres, Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani first met in 2014 on the set of The Voice, where both were coaches. At the time, they were both navigating through very public divorces, Blake from fellow country singer Miranda Lambert and Gwen from rocker Gavin Rossdale. What began as a friendship based on mutual understanding and support soon blossomed into something more. Fans were quick to note the undeniable chemistry between the two, and in 2015, the couple confirmed their relationship. At first glance, Blake and Gwen seem like an unlikely match. Blake, with his southern charm, is synonymous with country music, while Gwen, the punk rock queen of the 90s and frontwoman of No Doubt, is deeply rooted in alternative rock and pop. Yet the blend of their personalities has proven to be as harmonious as their voices when they sing duets. In many ways, their differences complement each other. Blake's laid-back, country boy vibe balances out Gwen's edgy, avant-garde style. This relationship has also had a profound impact on both of their lives and careers. They've collaborated on music, blending their distinct styles into something unique. More than that, Blake has frequently spoken about how Gwen has inspired him to evolve as a person, helping him to see the world through a broader lens. Blake's career at its peak. Blake Shelton is a giant in country music, with multiple chart-topping hits, countless awards, and over a decade of industry dominance. He's also become a beloved television personality, primarily through his long-running stint on The Voice. His sense of humor, relatability, and no-nonsense coaching style have made him a fan favorite. But after years of relentless touring, recording, and television appearances, Shelton has begun to ponder what the future might hold and how long he can keep up the pace. In interviews, Shelton has openly discussed the possibility of retirement, not in the near future, but somewhere on the horizon. "I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this," he's admitted. "It's hard to kind of comprehend life without doing it, but at the same time, the older I get, the more I kind of feel like I need to start considering this a little more." For a man who has spent much of his life in the fast lane of country music, the idea of stepping back isn't necessarily about losing passion, but about recognizing when the moment feels right. And for Blake, Gwen Stefani plays a crucial role in that decision-making process. Gwen, Blake's compass in life in many ways, Gwen has become Blake's moral compass, someone he can trust implicitly to guide him through the difficult choices that come with a life in the spotlight. Blake has been vocal about how much he values Gwen's opinion and judgment. He's even joked that when the time comes for him to retire, he hopes Gwen will be the one to tell him. "I hope Gwen will tell me when it's time to quit," Blake quipped in a recent interview. "She's got a good sense of that, and I trust her completely. She knows me better than anyone." While the comment was delivered with Blake's signature humor, there's no doubt that there's truth behind it. Gwen's influence on Blake is profound, and it's not just about her understanding of the music industry, it's about the trust and love they've built together. She's someone who can see through the noise of fame and success, and Blake knows that she'll be honest with him when the time comes to hang up his hat. For Blake, it's not just about quitting at the right time, but about stepping away when he feels fulfilled and satisfied with his career, something that Gwen will likely help him recognize. It's a testament to their partnership that Blake places so much faith in her to guide such a pivotal moment in his life. Retirement or reinvention. When Blake talks about stepping away from the limelight, it's not necessarily about retiring in the traditional sense. Blake Shelton isn't the type to sit still for long. Fans speculate that even if he quits touring and making music full-time, he'll continue to find ways to stay engaged, whether through television, producing music, or working on his various business ventures, like his Smithworks vodka brand or his Oklahoma ranch. One thing that's certain is that whatever Blake does next, Gwen will be there, either cheering him on or helping him figure out his next move. The pair has a synergy that extends beyond music and entertainment. They're partners in the truest sense, supporting each other's endeavors and pushing each other to be better, both personally and professionally. The next chapter for now, Blake Shelton shows no signs of slowing down. His albums continue to resonate with fans, and his role on The Voice remains as popular as ever. But the whispers of retirement, or at least a slow fade from the limelight, are growing louder. It's a conversation he's having more frequently with fans, and most importantly with Gwen. Gwen Stefani, too, has had her own transformations over the years. From her early days in No Doubt to her solo career, fashion lines, and role as a coach on The Voice, she's always been one to evolve and adapt. If there's anyone who understands the need to pivot and reinvent oneself, it's her. And Blake knows that when the time comes, she'll give him the nudge he needs, either to continue creating or to gracefully step back.